Okay, it says solve the polynomial equation by factoring and then using the zero product principle. That just means set it equal to 0 and then factor, basically. So let's set it equal to 0. I'm going to move the 147x to the right side and the 49 to the right side. That way this 3x cubed will remain as a positive leading coefficient. All right, so we do this minus 147x on both sides. And while we're at it, let's do plus 49 to both sides. Right, and that will turn into this. 0 is equal to 3x cubed minus x squared minus 147x plus 49. I left my x off there. Now, I can't combine any of these terms. There's no like terms. And there are 4 terms, so this tells us we're going to need to use factor by grouping. Right, and so let's first of all group the first 2 and the second 2 terms together. So we'll have this 3x cubed minus x squared. That's the first group, minus, and then 147x minus 49 in the second group. Notice the sign change. If I was going to go backwards, I would distribute that negative through the parentheses, and that would become a negative 147x. And a negative times a negative would make that a positive 49. So I've actually already factored out a negative 1 is the way you can think of that. All right, now I'm looking for a GCF in both groups. In the first group, I can take out x squared, which would leave 3x minus 1 inside parentheses. And here I can factor out a GCF of 49. So I'm going to take out the 49. And that's going to leave us with 3x minus 1 in parentheses there. And double check, multiply that 49 back through. In fact, multiply negative 49 back through. And you see we should get back to this step. Negative 49 times a positive 3x is a negative 147x. Negative 49 times a negative 1 is a positive 49. So far so good. Now we notice that the GCF is 3x plus, or 3x minus 1. Both of these terms, this term and this term, have a 3x minus 1 in common. So I'm going to write down that GCF, 3x minus 1. And we always multiply the GCF times whatever's left over when we're done factoring it out. If I factor the 3x minus 1 from this term, I'm left with the x squared right here, minus, and that's this sign right here. So then minus, and when I take the 3x minus 1 from here, I'm left with that 49. We're almost done factoring. This x squared minus 49 is a difference of squares, so it will factor as x plus 7 times x minus 7. So now it's completely factored. I just set each factor equal to 0 and solve. So I have 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. These two are very simple. Don't even need to write them down. I doubt you do. X plus 7 equals 0. X minus 7 equals 0. Now, like I said, these are easy. So this is going to be x is equal to 7. This is going to be x is equal to negative 7. And this isn't much more difficult. We add 1 to both sides. We get 3x is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 3. We get x is equal to 1/3. So there are 3 solutions here for this equation.